Am I the a-hole for my reaction for the news of the new grandkid coming and telling them to get their shit together? My daughter recommended me to this Reddit area. I have two daughters. Bethany is 22 and has her life together. She just got a good job and is doing really well. Abby is 24 and doesn't have her life together. She dropped out of college at 19 since she got pregnant and then baby daddy left. I've been a huge part of the kid's life while Abby tries to get back on track. At 23 we decided that she needs to go back to school since she can't support herself being a waiter. The whole time I was the free babysitter, basically raising the kid. So she 1 year left of her higher education, and she fucked it up again. So grandkid 2 is coming and she said she will most likely drop out again. When she told me, I asked if she was joking. She got defensive and asked what I meant. I told her that she needs to get her crap together. It resulted in an argument, which she stormed out after calling me an asshole. My other daughter said I should post her and see if I was an asshole. Am I the a-hole for buying my son a car but not my daughter? I, 47 male, made the same promise to my two kids, Ronan, 21, and Lana, 18. I told them that if they graduated high school with above a 3.5 GPA I would buy them a new car in addition to a graduation gift. Ronan absolutely rocked high school. He was his class valedictorian, played 3 sports, was captain of the debate team, participated in Model UN conferences frequently, was on the student council, and volunteered extensively. He now goes to an Ivy League school with a generous scholarship. Of course, he more than met my requirement and I bought him a nice car that he chose. Lena, on the other hand, struggled. She needed tutoring all 4 years and barely had any extracurriculars. I'd never say this to her face, but I'm just relieved that she graduated at all. I'm proud of her for working so hard to pass her classes, but she mostly got D's and C's and plans on going to our local community college that basically takes anyone. Unfortunately, she didn't get a high enough GPA to meet my requirements. I did get her a nice graduation gift, but it wasn't nearly as expensive as Ronan's car. When the end of the school year rolled around, Lana started showing me different used cars that she would like. I assumed that she was planning on buying one for herself and wanted my advice, so I worked with her to find one in good condition at a fair price, and she finally picked one out. The trouble came about 2 weeks after she made a decision about her car. She came to me and asked whatever happened to that car I wanted. I was confused, and said I don't know. Did you buy it? From there, we both became more and more incredulous, until it came out that she had expected me to buy the car for her. Apparently, for years she had assumed that my promise to buy her a new car if she got a certain GPA meant that I would buy her a used car regardless of her academic accomplishments. She accused me of favoritism and misogyny, and said that if Ronan had failed school, her words, like she had, I would have still bought him a car because he's my favorite and also a boy. This is not, and was never, the case. If she had just asked, I would have made this clear to her. Lana went to the rest of the family with some sob story about favoritism and now, nearly a month later, my sister, brother, and parents have all chipped in to get Lana a used car. Everyone who chipped in has been very distant to me and Ronan. I've tried to explain myself but no one will give me the time of day. Ronan is the only one who doesn't think I'm a misogynist and a terrible father. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole because I, 38F, don't want to take my stepson, 9, on vacation? My husband, 39, and I have been married for 5 years. We have 2 children of our own, both girls, aged 5 and 2. I also have a son, 10, from a previous marriage, but I was widowed. My husband's ex is barely involved in stepson's life at all. They got divorced when stepson was 2, and his ex wanted a fresh start so my husband did the decent selfless thing and had complete custody of their son, even though he'd wanted shared custody. I got a bonus at work and I really want to go on vacation with just my family just once. We've been on family vacations all together lots of times. But just once I want to spend my money going on vacation where I'm not looking after someone else's kid. I want stepson to stay with his mom while we go on vacation. My husband sees my point of view and is okay with it. I don't think I'm being at all unreasonable. My mom found out what I was planning and says I'm being a complete a-hole. These are the reasons she says I could be the a-hole. My mom says that if stepson's mom isn't properly involved in his life, I should be even more involved in his life to compensate. I think this is a completely unfair expectation. She also says that I'm being a hypocrite taking my son, but I think that's totally different because my son doesn't have another parent. I'm all he's got. If stepson's mom won't take him just for once then obviously he'll come on vacation with us. But I don't think I'm the a-hole to ask if I can have a vacation with my own family just one time. It's not like I hate stepson or something, he's a nice kid, he's just not mine. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for calling a guy an idiot for traumatizing his kid and getting him in trouble with his wife? I was at an observation deck yesterday. It's one of those that has a glass floor as part of it. There was a guy there trying to get his wife and kid to go on the glass floor so he could take a picture. Kid looked about 3 and terrified. His wife was not interested either. When she went to the bathroom he picked up his kid and went on the glass floor. The kid was frozen stiff and looked pale as a ghost. The dad got his selfie though. When he walked by me I was telling my boyfriend that if we got married and had kids and he did something so idiotic and traumatizing to our kids I would be pissed. The guy overheard me and said I should mind my own business. I said I wasn't talking to him. But I did repeat myself and say that he was an idiot for putting his child in such a scary place when the kid obviously didn't want to be there. By this time his wife had come out and she heard us arguing. Then she got pissed off at him for doing this against their kid's obvious desire. We walked away, but my boyfriend said I shouldn't have started shit with some random guy terrorizing his own kid. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for declining to participate in a meal train for a woman with an able-bodied husband and adult son living with her? So some ladies in our church occasionally send out invites for meal trains for people to sign up to bring meals for someone who recently had a baby or is sick or something like that. I get it. It's a nice idea to help people out. I have no problem and have participated sometimes in the past. Last week a meal train was posted for a lady named Sue, name changed obviously, who apparently had spent a few days in the hospital due to severe back pain. She's home now but still in pain and unable to do much. The meal sign-up stated about bringing a meal for 3 people. Sue lives with her husband and adult son. The husband and son work full-time. Sue does not work. I decided not to sign up for this meal train because I also work full-time. I figured if people want to, that's fine, but I don't have extra time to be cooking meals for people who have capable adults in the household to help out. Some people do have extra time, and that's great if they want to help out. Well, I'm guessing others felt this way too because the meal train just wasn't filling up very fast, so they kept posting about it. I kept ignoring it. Last night I got a call from a friend of Sue's. We'll call her Jane. Jane asked if I was aware that Sue had been in the hospital and if I could possibly sign up for a meal slot. I explained very nicely to Jane that I work full-time and I don't often have time to make a full meal and that my husband and I usually just get our own meals or one of us cooks when we're able. She was like, "Oh well, that's okay. There are plenty of weekend slots available too that you could sign up for when you're not working." I said, "Well, aren't her husband and son home on the weekends? Couldn't they cook then?" Jane got really snippy with me then and cut the conversation short. I told my husband about it and he thinks that I could have made time on the weekend to cook something and take it over just to be nice. I asked him why didn't he sign up then if he thought they needed meals on the weekend, and he told me I was just trying to start an argument. I don't think I'm the a-hole because Sue's husband and grown son should be perfectly capable of cooking for Sue and themselves, especially on the weekend. But I might be the because I don't have much going on during the weekends and I could cook for them. I just don't see the need to.